have the need for speed, I'm sorry.
I never want to see your face again.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Need for Speed games in the franchise.
No one can touch me.
For this list, we looked at all the Need for Speed titles that were released from the first to the most recent. Start your engines, here we go.
Let's do this, it's on!
Number 10, Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed.
3, 2, 1, go!
First on our list is one of the series' most polished entries. Porsche Unleashed takes everything that made the franchise fun and exciting from previous titles, but focuses more on the prestigious history of Porsche cars. The game features actual licensed Porsche models and tracks based off real locations in Europe. The game even lets you play as an official Porsche test driver in its factory driver mode, where you have to beat challenges in order to sign with the company. It's an elegant addition to the series that has the same kind of luxury that you would expect from a Porsche. Number 9, Shift 2 Unleashed. Shift 2 stays true to its car simulation style and gameplay. This title brings a lot to the table. On top of the realistic racing style, the game also features well-known Formula D drivers, such as Vaughn Gittin Jr., Darren McNamara, and Tommy Milner, just to name a few. Damage to your car also plays a big role in the game, as it will affect the way your car handles during the race. Shift 2 also features a new helmet camera view, where you can see exactly what the driver sees as he turns his head. And let's not forget the 145 gorgeous cars to choose from.
Wow, you really showed them out there. That's P1, we're the winners.
Number 8, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010. Cars, cops, and crashes are what you can expect from this high-speed thriller. In this game, you get to race through fun tracks as either a speedster or a cop. You'll have objectives as a speedster, like racing through a track without crashing, or if you're a cop, you will have to pursue and immobilize speedsters under a time limit. The game even introduces the franchise's standard social interactive feature, Autolog, where players can post their achievements into the feed for their friends to see online. It's an interesting take on the classic Hot Pursuit titles, and it doesn't disappoint. Number 7, Need for Speed 2. EA achieved huge success from their first Need for Speed title and followed it up with this classic racer. This was the first Need for Speed title to include customization, and although it was a bit limited, it was the first taste that players got. Of course, the same quick arcade driving style carries on from the first game, but what really does it for this installment are the exciting tracks. There's never a dull moment when you're racing. Even though the graphics haven't aged that well in the original, if you were lucky enough, you got the special edition on PC that came with video card support, greatly improving those visuals. Number 6, Need for Speed Most Wanted. You know what's fun? Being the baddest, fastest, most wanted driver, that's what. Not much has changed from the previous Most Wanted title here, and that's a good thing. You still have a sizable selection of licensed vehicles, but like the races, you access them through an open world environment. You can even customize your vehicle on the road, which comes in handy when you're trying to outrun the police.
Look out for a blue Jaguar.
This time around, Most Wanted added the social interaction element with Autolog, a feature which pits online players against each other in several ways. Now, you have the chance to see who really is the most wanted. Number 5, Need for Speed Carbon. Picking up after the first Most Wanted title, Carbon races right back into the thick of it with another street racing thriller. This game brings back a lot of the same features from previous titles. However, this time around, instead of racing as an individual, you race and challenge other racers as part of a crew.
Darius made all these cars available to you. Pick one, whichever one you want.
As you progress, you add new members to your crew who offer their skills in racing or tuning. But it's the addition of the Canyon Drift and Canyon Duel races that really make this game worth a play. There's nothing like racing down a mountainside at breakneck speeds. Number 4, Need for Speed Underground. We couldn't forget about this classic. Underground is perhaps the most important title in the franchise, as it's the first game in the series to have a storyline in its career mode.
Dude, you bore me. Here's some cash. Take a cab. You'll get home faster.
The game features the same speedy driving style, but with a more realistic focus on how each car handles. A different kind of racing game altogether, Underground delves players into the dangerous world of illegal street racing. Add in a killer soundtrack, intricate tuning and customization, and tracks riddled with shortcuts, and you have a game that guarantees hours of gameplay even for new fans of the series.
You did it! I can't believe it! You won! You won!
Number 3, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. This title was the first game in the series to be released for a 6th generation console. Following up from the first Hot Pursuit, aka Need for Speed 3, the game possesses the very core of what a Need for Speed game is. It has a nice selection of fast cars to choose from and new tracks based off real-world locations. The cops are obviously also back, with immobilizing police tactics like spike strips and roadblocks. Hot Pursuit was a simple racer with not a lot of depth, but that wasn't what players were looking for in this title. It was just a fast, fun game.
Rotor 1 County, approaching the prison.
Number 2, Need for Speed Most Wanted.
He's dangerous. Be careful, he'll swat paint if he has to.
Any driver can race at night, but only the gutsiest drivers race in broad daylight. Most Wanted carries on the tuner culture theme from titles that came before it. The game features a free roam world environment and visual and performance customization. But instead of racing at night, you get to race during the day.
Bus stop's that way, champ.
The pursuit system in this title is also very advanced. Owners can acquire a heat level. The higher the heat level, the more persistent the police become. Just try to get away from a Corvette driving cop. If you can't, not only will you be arrested, but you'll also have to pay a fine based off the damages done during your pursuit. Talk about high stakes. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Well done, you just increased your driver. Nice one, you just got a minor badge. If you get more minor badges in each category, you'll get an epic badge.
Number 1, Need for Speed Underground 2. Our number 1 pick greatly improves upon its predecessor, but it was a very close choice between this and Most Wanted. Again, carrying on the tuner theme, you get to race in fully customizable vehicles. You can even get to customize the appearance of the on-screen speedometer. Like the first Underground, most of the cars are imports, but you also have the option to race and customize SUVs this time. This title was also the first game in the series to feature a free roam map, where you drive to race events instead of picking them out of a menu. Underground 2 is still a fun and unique racer that cemented the kind of gameplay fans expect from a Need for Speed game. Do you agree with our list?
That ride is hot.
What Need for Speed titles do you think deserve a mention?
Hey, where's your fancy ride?
For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Now, let's get out of here. We got a lot of ground to catch up.